Mr. Secretary General, Mr. President of the International Court of Justice, Madam President of the Security Council, Mr. President of the Economic and Social Council, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to welcome you to this meeting of the General Assembly. Today we commemorate the 80th anniversary of the signing of the Charter of the United Nations. It is a momentous occasion indeed. We are commemorating at a very painful juncture in the life of this organization. Conflicts rage and tensions simmer in Gaza, Ukraine, and Sudan. Multilateralism, which promotes international cooperation within the United Nations, is under serious attack. Wars and violent confrontations seem more common than dialogue and diplomacy for peace. Unhealed historical wounds are reappearing, and ultra-nationalism is back with a vengeance. Inequality is on the rise, and many international normative practices are regressing. Some important nations have chosen force instead of adherence to international law and the principles of the United Nations Charter. That is an extremely dangerous situation. We must seize the moment and choose dialogue and diplomacy instead of destructive wars. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we must not forget that the adoption and the signing of the Charter on 26 June 1945 marked a turning point in modern history. For delegations gathered in San Francisco, it reflected a shared commitment to a better world following the devastation of 2 world wars. Together, they vowed never again to allow such terrible suffering and catastrophic wars. Together, they laid the foundation for a new multilateral order, one that should be anchored in dialogue and cooperation. Together, they shared a bold vision to save succeeding generations from the scourge of war, to reaffirm faith in fundamental human rights, and to promote better standards of life in larger freedom for all. As Abraham Feller, the United Nations' first legal counsel, powerfully declared, and I quote, "The Charter bears the seeds of a great growth which, if nourished by governments and peoples, can be made to give forth the fruit of deliverance from our age-long perils," end of quote. 80 years on, we bear witness to how that seed has flourished, how it has rooted itself deeply in the soil of multilateralism, and how it has evolved as a living testament to the power of cooperation and shared responsibility to forge peace. We are here today thanks to the commitments made in 1945. The foundation of multilateralism upon which the United Nations sits is increasingly shaken. However, we must not forget the achievements made by our 80-year-old United Nations organization. For 8 decades, the United Nations has stood at the heart of humanity's response to its greatest challenges. From the Universal Declaration of Human Rights to the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development The United Nations has established norms. Those norms declare clearly that dignity knows no borders. All human beings have a right to live dignified lives. The United Nations has steered us through decolonization, giving birth to new nations and new hopes. Its peacekeepers have brought calm to conflict, serving with valor and sacrifice. It has championed the cause of human rights, rallied us to protect our planet, and it has shaped a global agenda that envisions peace, development, and dignity, not as dreams for some, but as promises for all. Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, comme toute œuvre humaine, l'Organisation des Nations Unies n'est pas exempte de reproches. L'ONU se trouve à un moment important de son histoire où elle doit engager des réformes pour devenir plus efficace. La crédibilité de l'ONU et du système multilatéral qu'elle incarne dépend de sa capacité à s'adapter aux réalités de notre temps. Le pacte pour l'avenir et ses deux annexes, à savoir le pacte numérique mondial et la déclaration sur les générations futures, constituent de boussoles à cet égard. Ils offrent le cadre nécessaire pour bâtir une organisation des Nations Unies adaptée à sa mission et tournée vers l'avenir. Dans le même sens, les réformes impulsées par l'initiative ONU 80 du secrétaire général des Nations Unies feront de notre organisation un vecteur de coopération internationale durable. Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, la Charte des Nations Unies, actuellement en vigueur, a été préparée au lendemain de l'un des conflits les plus meurtriers de l'humanité. La conférence de San Francisco, dont cette charte émane, fut un moment de célébration de la solidarité internationale, un appel à l'humanité pour tracer la voie vers la paix, la dignité et la prospérité partagée. Je vous invite à honorer cet héritage. Ranimons aujourd'hui l'esprit de San Francisco. Choisissons le dialogue plutôt que la division, la coopération plutôt que le conflit, et avançons ensemble en pensant à cet appel de notre charte, et je cite, « Nous, peuple des Nations Unies, résolus à préserver les générations futures du fléau de la guerre. » Je vous remercie.